Is the UN's disapproval of Neom and Line City the only thing standing in the way of Crown Prince's Saudi Vision 2030? Saudi Arabia's $1 trillion plan.
It's creating a city at the cost of hundreds of billions of dollars where there is no city, no habitation of any size at all.
He really wants Neom to be something that hasn't existed in the world before. I think that's very important to him.
Promises futuristic cities that battle climate change, but behind the dream lies a nightmare. Before other countries flock to supporting the kingdom's pipe dream, they should dig deep into the horrors that lie behind the curtain. Megacity, 33 times the size of New York, from scratch. It's a planned smart city located in the Tabuk Sea and east of Egypt, across the Gulf of Aqaba and south of Jordan. The total land has an area of 26,500 square kilometers, pretty much the same size as Belgium. For MBS, it's about crafting a sprawling metropolis in a region that's more accustomed to camels than high-rises. Neom is meant to serve as a special economic zone. Frankly, it seems the Arabs are tired of being known for their oil trade. They want to diversify. Sounds like Neom is positioned to be quite a game-changer for MBS and Saudi Arabia. This ambitious project, a cornerstone of the Saudi Vision 2030 initiative, aims to not only foster entrepreneurship, but also create a global hub for innovative living and collaboration. It's as if they're trying to build a futuristic haven where dreamers and innovators from around the world can gather to turn their ideas into reality. Quite the lofty goal, isn't it? Apart from helping the Arabs come out of their oil craze, one key point of advertisement has been centered on environmental sustainability. The city will preserve 95% of the natural environment around the site, highlighting mankind's relationship with the natural world. In fact, they're promising a city that produces zero emissions.
Well, it sounds like a dream come true, no?
Indeed, but there's always a nightmare lurking underneath, and the plan might be hurtling towards its own desert disaster.
Getting sucked into a desert disaster? Not exactly my idea of a vacation.
Speaking of vacations, the Neom team is ready to put Saudi Arabia on the tourism map, with their multiple planned regions. First, there's Line City, a 170-kilometer long city strip with no cars and no streets. The line is expected to create around 460,000 jobs and contribute an estimated $48 billion to the country's GDP. It's a part of the first phase of the Neom project.
But what makes the line so special?
It seems like they're aiming for an exclusive club of Neom nauts with a population density goal of 260,000 per square kilometer. The two symmetrical buildings, a mere 200-meter wide expanse, should be plenty of space to stretch legs. Not to mention an underground transport system. They're basically creating the world's most exclusive mole commuter club, where you get to avoid that pesky surface world altogether. And the best part? AI taking care of everything. Who needs a personal touch when you can have algorithms plan your life down to the last bite? It'll be interesting to see if this ambitious vision translates into a reality that lives up to the hype.
Tell me more.
Besides Line, there'll be 9 more cities, but the kingdom's released details for only 3 of them. Octagon stands as a floating industrial complex designed in the striking shape of an octagon, situated approximately 25 kilometers north of Duba, encompassing 200 to 250 square kilometers, with a city core of 40 square kilometers. This project is driven by modern manufacturing and industrial research, boasting to be the new hub of global trade. Under the vision of MBS, Octagon would anchor shipping routes through the Red Sea. Plans include a desalination plant, a hydrogen facility, an oceanographic research center, and the cognitive multinational enterprise Autonomous, a pioneering subsidiary evolving from Neom.
Oh, the Arabs really are big-braining this enterprise, huh?
On March 3, 2022, MBS unveiled the Trojena project, an initiative set to establish the Arabian Peninsula's outdoor skiing destination, 50 kilometers away from the Gulf of Aqaba coast, within the Sarwat Mountains. This resort is as high as 1,500 to 2,600 meters. The project welcomes Ennismore, a lifestyle company with brands such as 25 Hours Hotels and Morgan's Originals. Then the tale of Sindala unfolds. In December 2022, Neom revealed plans for another resort, stretching into the city's coastal area. Sindala aspires to offer a lavish experience of 3 luxury hotels, an 86th berth marina, and the potential to host up to 2,400 visitors daily. At the ocean's edge will be a 9-hole golf course.
Sounds like heaven on earth. But how much is it costing Saudi Arabia?
The estimated bill for this grand scheme ranges from $100 billion to a whopping trillion. That's some expensive sand sculpting.
Wait. Where is all this money coming from?
The Neom project, a dollar gamble, is funded by the Public Investment Fund. The Saudi development company proudly boasts that the fund is contributing a jaw-dropping $500 billion to this scheme. Saudi Arabia's even on the hunt for a little extra pocket change, seeking a loan of $2.7 billion to sprinkle some financial fairy dust on the development of Neom.
What secrets is this desert country hiding?
The project management behind this sandstorm spectacle has been handing out confidentiality agreements to architects. That would explain a lack of references to the line on major websites. But the German newspaper Süddeutsche Zeitung uncovered the plot. Turns out 2 architects, Norman Foster and Francine Huben from Meccano, hit the brakes and bailed. Why? Well, it seems their architectural alarm bells were ringing loud and clear, with human rights and ecological concerns. And let's not forget about the ecological havoc this techno-oasis could wreak. Coastal erosion, sea level rise, and water quality issues. It's like they're turning a beach into a landfill.
So it's not going to be the green dream they're advertising it to be.
Apparently not. Professor Philip Oldfield seems to have thrown a bit of a wet blanket on the Neom parade. Who knew that constructing a 500-meter tall building with low-carbon materials might actually speed dial global warming? And the 170-kilometer design being a barrier to ecosystems? Who needs bird migration and harmonious coexistence when mirrored exteriors can be bird-killing magnets? It's almost as if Professor Oldfield is suggesting that this colossal endeavor might have a few tiny hiccups to iron out. But hey, what's a project without a little carbon footprint and a dash of wildlife disruption, right? At least his perspective brings some reality to the dreamscape of Neom.
This sounds like hell for my poor feathered friends.
And as if this desert drama couldn't get any juicier, the line could become a surveillance paradise. Trusting data privacy in a place that has its own sandstorm of human rights controversies? Now that's a leap of faith.
A leap into the sandstorm blindfolded.
MBS may try to plead innocence, but this time the evidence points fingers at his role in the not-so-friendly neighborhood evictions happening for the Line City construction. Efforts to uproot indigenous residents who've called the Neom site home for generations have been far from peaceful.
But hasn't there been any opposition?
With how the line is bulldozing its way through the homes of the Howetat tribe, it seems like voicing any opposition has been countered by extreme force. But the UN has raised an eyebrow at Saudi Arabia's plans to execute 3 members of the Al-Howetat tribe, all because they dared to oppose the Neom project.
Sandstorms and death sentences.
Exactly, Chrono. It's not good. And the cherry on top? Tales of bosses behaving badly. One chief sandstorm conductor allegedly has a temper hotter than a desert summer. According to former employees, a significant cause of distress within the company is Al Nasser. Numerous individuals recall instances when he yelled at his subordinates, even resorting to threats. Tensions reached a new level that would make even the most dramatic esports match seem tame. Al Nasser's threat to retrieve a firearm if he didn't get the answers he wanted took firing shots to a whole new level. It's a stark reminder that real-world consequences can sometimes intersect with virtual escapades in unexpected ways.
Is this a desert city or an episode of Survivor?
One of the overseers of the Line project turned out to have a bit of a criminal history back home. The project was under the supervision of Antoni Vives, who held the position of urban development head. Vives, a former deputy mayor of Barcelona, was recruited in 2018 and swiftly established himself as a close associate of